You might not think of yourself as an anxious person, but have you ever noticed that feeling the day after drinking? Not a full hangover, not anything obvious, just a low level unease. Your thoughts feel a bit louder, your confidence feels slightly lower, and the things that would normally not bother you suddenly do. And the strange part is, you don't always connect it to the alcohol. Because on the surface, drinking feels like it reduces anxiety. It helps you relax, takes the edge off, makes social situations easier. So it doesn't make sense that something which feels calming in the moment could leave you feeling more unsettled afterwards. But once you start paying attention, you begin to notice a pattern, and it's a pattern most people miss. It's not always dramatic. You don't always wake up feeling panicked. It's quieter than that. It might show up as overthinking something you said the night before, feeling slightly on edge for no clear reason, struggling to focus, or just feeling off. And because it's subtle, you brush it off. You tell yourself, maybe I didn't sleep well. Maybe I'm just stressed. Maybe it's nothing. But then it happens again and again. And eventually, you start to wonder if it's connected. What most people don't realize is this: alcohol doesn't just relax your brain, it changes the way your brain regulates itself. When you drink, your brain increases calming chemicals. That's why you feel relaxed, more open, less anxious in the moment. But your brain is always trying to stay balanced. So in response, it starts pushing in the opposite direction. It increases alertness. It increases stimulation. It prepares to bring you back to normal. The problem is, this doesn't happen instantly. It happens after the alcohol wears off. So what you feel the next day isn't random. It's your brain rebalancing itself. And that can feel like restlessness, irritability, low level anxiety, mental noise. And this is where it gets confusing because it doesn't feel chemical, it feels psychological. It feels like, why did I say that? What do people think of me? Something doesn't feel right. And because those thoughts feel real, you assume they are real, but often they're being amplified by your state of mind. It's like turning up the volume on your thoughts, the same thoughts you'd normally have, just louder, more convincing, and harder to ignore. And this is where the cycle begins. Because when you feel slightly anxious, what do you naturally want? Relief. Something to take the edge off. Something to help you relax again. And alcohol already has that association. So the same thing that caused the shift starts to feel like the solution. And the cycle becomes drink, I feel relaxed. Next day, feel slightly off. Drink again, feel better. But over time, that slightly off feeling becomes more noticeable, more frequent, harder to ignore. For a lot of people, this is the turning point, not because things are out of control, but because something doesn't feel aligned anymore. You realize it's not just about how you feel when you're drinking, it's about how you feel when you're not. And that quiet anxiety starts to feel like a cost. And the important thing to understand is this: You don't have to be an anxious person for alcohol to be affecting your anxiety, and you don't have to hit rock bottom to start questioning the role it's playing in your life. Sometimes it starts with something much quieter, just noticing that you don't feel quite like yourself afterwards. And if you've ever tried to cut down because of that and found it harder than you expected, I've made a video on that next. It should be somewhere up here or here. And if you'd like a little further support, I've written a book called When Drinking Feels Like Coping. And also, if you want to take a step back from alcohol for 30 days, I've made the 30-day master reset plan, which will help you engage with that. Both are linked down below if they may be of interest. Watch the next video in the playlist.